Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm super excited to share this with you. Today we are making an assorted meat stew and trust me, it's going to be worth every step. Let's start with the meat. I gave it a thorough wash to get rid of all the dirt. I always take my time during this process because I hate biting into anything sandy. Here is a look at the dirt I removed. Cleaning meat properly, especially the soft shaky parts, takes time and attention. This is the third wash and you can see how dirty the water still looks. Honestly, washing and cleaning this type of meat needs enough time and patience, else you end up biting sand. Funny enough, I always count my meats. It's 45 in total. I learned that from my mom. This meat cost 6,500 naira. I bought it fresh from the market that same day. Of course, you really don't want to store this kind of meat in the freezer. It can affect the smell and taste, and also to avoid bad breath. Normally, I would parboil the meat to get rid of the dirt, but since I had the time, I kept washing until the water ran clear. For seasoning, I used 2 sachets of tiger thyme, 2 ginger curry, 1 kitchen glory, 2 Maggi cubes, and natural spices I made myself. I also added plenty of onions. Onions really boost the flavor when steaming meat. I grind my pieces myself and store them in small bags. It helps me use them more mindfully. Once the meat was seasoned, I added blended pepper and ginger, mixed everything thoroughly and let it heat up so the meat could release its own water before I added more. Be careful with the amount of water you add. It depends on how much stew you are making. Too much can ruin the texture and taste. Then I covered it to cook properly. I didn't get the footage of the already cooked pomo, but I did boil it separately to soften it. Adding salt to pomo too early can make it too tough to chew. Once the meat was well cooked, I drained the stock and set it aside. I like my stew looking clean, so I didn't include the onions I used while boiling the meat. Now let's talk tomatoes. Can you believe these small tomatoes cost 1,000 naira? A whole paint bucket is 5,000 naira now. Since I wasn't making a huge pot, I bought a little and added 1 tin of tomato paste. I always wash my tomatoes thoroughly with salt, then I cut, parboil and blend them. It helps them dry faster and makes the stew smoother. So because I already added pepper to the meat stock, I didn't need much tomatoes, much pepper. I even reduced the pepper here. I didn't use scotch bonnet or oshombo. I just wanted the fresh pepper taste. For me, I think oshombo adds more color than flavor, so I leave it for only jollof rice. So, time to cook this stew. I used the right amount of oil, not too much. I added onions. You can never go wrong with onions. The flavor it gives. I let it heat up on low. I use the same oil to fry my beef and liver. This not only enhances the taste but also saves oil for you. So instead of just frying the meat separately, you just use same oil to fry yours. So for the tin tomato, I used Risi. But I also like using Klapa, Lajonic or Sonia. I always wash the can before opening it because of dirt. No one wants dirt in their stew. The meat was lightly fried. I don't like it too hard, not too soft, and not too crispy. I forgot to use my frying spoon, but no worries. I still added the meat into the stew. I'm just fond of doing that. Once I start with a particular spoon, I'll just keep going with it. Next, I poured in the blended tomatoes. Since I parboiled them earlier, they didn't take too long to dry. Then I added the tin tomato and stirred well. I noticed the oil was a bit small, so I added a little. Always fry your stew on low heat for the best taste. If you fry it on a high heat, it will get burnt easily. After a few minutes, I added all the meat, both fried and unfried. Remember, I only fried the liver and beef. I left the intestines. Then added 1 sachet of spicy tea for color and 1 of lasso jollof spice for flavor. Remember, I didn't add oshombo to enhance the color. So I mixed it well, poured in the meat stock, and didn't add any extra seasoning. Like, over seasoning can make it too spicy. So I let it cook thoroughly because I love that deep, rich flavor. Let everything be combined. All the condiments, my natural spice, that one, my natural spice. I just like the flavor. Like, I make it myself. So the aroma filled the whole house. Even my sister came over to check what was cooking because only that natural spice will do justice to your food. Like, so while the stew simmered, I washed my rice. It's 100% local, stone-free rice, properly destoned by me. So if you're interested, feel free to message me. I always wash it first before parboiling. It makes it look whiter and cleaner, and also to remove the excess starch. The stew was done. I drained the pan, then parboiled the rice, washed it once more, then placed it on the fire to cook fully. I paired it with fried plantain, cooked it on a low heat. Kai, just imagine that smell. Stew and fried plantain. Heavenly. And here it is. Food served. I always enjoy mine with fresh fruit on the side for digestion and a balanced meal. Like, why would I even eat my white rice and stew without any fruits to, to shut it down? So to complete the meal, I had it with a cool tiger nut drink. So this is me I'm begging and asking you to subscribe. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. Because hey, this voiceover something is not easy. Honestly, it's not easy. So guys, I care about you. Eat healthy and stay safe. Bye.